audio, turn on the thingy, and then hello everyone. How are you doing today, Mama?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. Do anything exciting since last time?
I don't think so.
I've been working on some mathematical stuff. If people are interested, let me move this into the right window. Because I'm interested in game development stuff. Over here on a website called Desmos, you can do some graphing things. And I want to do some movement of a unit in like a smooth fashion, rather than just the unit just suddenly turns the direction. I've written this Desmos thingy so that you can pick a random start position, a random end position, and a time, as well as the time to stop accelerating and start decelerating, and it will calculate the acceleration vectors necessary. Oh, you also have control over the starting velocity. So that's been pretty fun. I've also been doing something with a thing called let me try to save this. But I've also been doing something called with Bezier curves, which was along the same sort of an attempt to solve the same problem, and you can control this curve with just a few different points. And there's a number of different ways to go about doing that. But because we're going to do Sudoku, just realized I didn't click the transition button so everyone could see what I was talking about. I just happened to look down at my phone and it wasn't showing Desmos. So here's the start position, end position, starting velocity, and it calculates the acceleration and deceleration vectors as necessary. You can also choose different timings for when you stop accelerating and start decelerating, and it will always calculate the path correctly. But yeah, so doing that because of some game development stuff that I'm trying to do, and then cubic Bezier curves. I thought this might be a thing that I could do to solve the same problem, but I don't think this works as I want, because I have to figure out where these control points would go, because I know where my start point and end point would be. And while this does draw a path between the start and the end point in a way that looks interesting and would be fun to path a spaceship between those 2 points, I care a lot about the accuracy of the velocity and acceleration and stuff. And so the velocity vectors and the acceleration vectors end up looking well like this. And that's not how I want things to go. So because I want to make sure that the velocity at the end ends on 0. Although I guess that actually needs to be over here, ending on 0. But then acceleration's constant the whole time. So I'll have to figure that out another time. or I guess rather, acceleration changes the whole time, which is not what I want. But yeah, anywho, clear out of those. This, I'm going to go put it back on the window where it was on. But today, we're going to do some Sudoku. But before I hop into that, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, Emma?
Nope.
Cool. Then, our first Sudoku today is going to be Crocky.s. Or probably Crocky Dots. By Nityant Agarwal. I hope I said that close to being correctly. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent digits along the green line differ by at least 5. A black dot joins digits with a 2-to-1 ratio. A white dot joins cells with consecutive digits. Alright, so, these black dots, if I were to say place a 3 here, then 2-to-1 ratio would mean I have a 6 on the other side. It might be the other way around, it doesn't really matter. But that would be an example of that. If I were to place a 3 here on a white Crocky dot, then that would either be a 2 or a 4 for its adjacent value. And then on the green line, if I were to say place a 4 here, I'd have to place a 9 after it, because 4 plus 5 is 9. But then after the 9, 9 minus 5 is 4, but it could also be 1, 2, or 3. Now I could put a 1 here because it's the one in the box, but adjacent digits along the green line have to differ by at least 5. So that is that. Let's go ahead and restart so we have an accurate time and begin the puzzle. If you have black Crocky dots in this order like this, you can't use 3 and 6 because 6 doesn't have a 2-to-1 ratio that works, so it has to be 1, 2, 4, or 8. You can't use 5, 7, or 9 because they're all odd, and so you can't divide them by 2. And 5 being the minimum, times 2 would be 10, so you can't double any of them either, because then they'd be out of the range for what's allowed in Sudoku. And we can't use 1 or 8 in the middle, because they're the minimum and maximum, and you wouldn't be able to get the 2 on the sides as well. So the middle, you have to be able to both divide by 2 and multiply by 2.
Will you go through the German Whisper with the 2 colors so we can see, are they those 2 spots both high, or are they on a high and a low?
Right, so purple, orange, purple, orange, purple, orange, purple, orange, and purple.
Okay, so those are going to both be low.
Because since they have to be the same, I was about to say parity, but parity is odd evenness. Same highness, lowness. You can't use an 8.
And the top one is going to be the 1, because 4 would have to go to 9, and there's a 9 already in box 2.
Right. I think I'll just leave the coloring on the German Whisper line, which is what the green line is often called. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So close.
Column 5 has 4 high digits. So the 2 leftovers in column 5 are going to be 3 and 5.
That can't be a 6. Oh, yes. No, it can't be a 6 because that can't be a 1.
The
Neither of
red
these
in box 1 can't be a 6 because it sees The lowest it sees is a 2.
Right. Same as the one in box 1 and 3.
Box 3 can't be 6, yeah. Box 9 can't be a 6.
And then box 7 saw a 9, and this one can't be a 1, so that's not a 6 either. And this is a 2-3 pair, I just realized, so 5 and 3.
Well, and the 6 at the bottom of of column 5, the red can't be a 6 because it's a 2-3 pair. It's going to have to be an 8.
It's going to place an 8 here, a 7 there, take out 3. This one can't be an 8. This one not a 7. This can't be a 4 now. Um, 7 can't be on the top, so it's on the bottom. And I still need 4 and 6.
4 and 6.
This is now not a 7. Not a 7, therefore it's an 8. What's left over in this column? 4, 6, 5, and 3. Two, 9, 3, 1, 4, 8, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, and 5. If I think about this property dot here, you can't put 2, 3, 5, or 7, 1, 7, or 8. But you can't put a 1 on it at all because it would have to pair with a 2, which would break this one too. Because you can't put a 1, you can't put a 2 on it at all, because that would have to pair with a 3, which would break this 2, 3. You can't use 9 because that would pair with an 8, which would break the 8, 9. 8 now can't pair with anything because it would have to pair with a 7. This is even, so this must be odd. 3, 5, 7, 9, and 1. Or I guess 1 there. And we don't have a similar amount going on over here. I guess I should go ahead and fill in these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Where the top can't be 1, 2, or 3. The bottom can't be a 6. Cannot be 1 either. Because the top would have to be a 2. These ones, 1 through 6, except not 4s. And 5 would have to pair with 4 or 6 below it, so it can't be a 5 either. One, 2, 3, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6. These 4 all have to be from the same quadruple of digits, so we can take 6s out of the middle here, and 1, 2, 3, 6, and 4 is removed from what's left over. Oh, this can't be a 3.
Yeah, it's a 5 now.
4, 2, 1, 6, 4, 4, 9, not 4s, not a 4, not 5 or 7, neither of those are 1. Not 5 or 7, not 1 or 2. So that can't be a 1. Still be a 2. That's not a 4. That's
Well,
an 8.
and
That's.
oh,
Go ahead.
never mind. The bottom can't be the Kropke dot in column 9, the white one.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom can't be a 3.
Oh, this can't be 3, 6 now because it would break this. So that's a 2 and a 4, a 5 and a 6. Not a 6, 2, 3 pair. That's fine. 5, 3, not a 3 or a 5. Can't be a 6, so that's a 4. That's a 3, that's a 6, that's a 2, that's a 1, 3. Not 1, 2, 3. 1, 6, 8, and 9. Apparently this is a 9. The rest, a 6 here, and not 6 or 9.
Well, you can play with that Kropke dot now in box 7.
It can't be 1 or 3, and because it can't be 1 or 3, it can't be 2. It can't have 4 on it, so 5, 6, 7. Then 8 and 9, so it has to be a 5 and a 6.
Row 9 needs a 2 and a 4.
2 and 4. 7,
7, 9.
and I guess
9.
I don't know which one's which. Just trying to see which one went where before I put in the 7,
1,
9.
2, and 7.
Apparently this one's the 7. This one's the 1, and that's the 2.
5, 6, and 9.
5, 6, 9. 4, 5, and 8, I think. 1, 5, 4, 8. 9, 8, 8, 1, 7, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 5, 7, 8.
Row 3 needs a 7. That's a 5. And 1 and 3. Or 3 before 1.
Yeah. Need a 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
7,
9. Nice. And I guess I didn't look this up on Object Masters Germany. Do that real quick. Not seeing it. Right. This is a good puzzle. I liked the way that you can make interesting shapes, and that leads to interesting solutions, I guess. But yeah, all right. Anything else you want to say about this one?
Nope.
All right, next puzzle is going to be Big Bang by Odd van de Wettering. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle.
Well, the 6 going up to box 2, that's got to be 2, 4.
Right. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Now, none of these can be a 1, can they? Well, we know those can't. That already has a 1 on it. That's a 4.
Yeah, no,
And
none of
that
them
has
can be
2.
1s.
And that has
Because
2.
you can't sum 2 things and come up to 1.
Right. I just wanted to make sure none of them were like just a 1.
Yeah.
But now I have to put a 2 on here. Well, it's none of those. I can't use this one because it'd have to be a pair of 1s in the same box. I can't do this one. That would be the same problem. Same problem here, but this one could be a pair of 1s, or that one could be a pair of 1s. this one doesn't work because of the one here. So we get a 2 and a pair of 1s. And
well, in the 4 circle is going to have to be 1. Oh, I guess it could be 2 2s.
Ah, that's true. Where can I put a 3? Well, if this was a 3, what would I put there? This is 1 and 2, so that one's not it. This one, I could put a 2 there. This one, I couldn't put anything here. This one,
Go up
I couldn't
1
put
and you
anything
can't
here.
put it, yeah.
And this one, what would I put in here?
Put a 1.
So this has to be a 3 and a 2, and a 1 and a 5. Now we ask, where does 5 go? Well, you can't put anything here, except for a 3, but then you'd have to pair it with a 2, which isn't going to work. So that's not a 5. This one, you couldn't do 2 3 or 1 4, so that one's not a 5. So one of these two is 5.
Well, if the bottom circle is 5, the one that you're highlighting now.
Yeah.
In box 6, neither one can be a 1, so it would have to be 2 3. And that would work.
And it would have to do the same thing down here. Which would make this 1 and 3. And then 1, 2. I guess before we go much farther with that, we ask what other Sudoku can be done. Because we can place a 1 up here, because there's 4 1s looking into that box. We've got a 1 here, so that places 1 in one of those 2 positions, here and there. Two. Well, okay, I guess in this box we have 2 in one of those positions, but we also have this 5 as one of these 2, and this 1, 2 specifically. If I were to make this the 5, none of them can have a 1 on it, so it would have to be a 2, 3 pair in both directions, which would break this. Is that right?
Yes.
So this cannot be 5, well, this is. Right? Because we said for this to be a 5, it would have to be 2, 3. Because I can't put a 1 in anything, so it can't pair with a 4. And if it's 2, 3, 2, 3, then I can't put 2s up here, because I can't put the 2s over here.
Right.
Okay. So this is our 5, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this 1, 2 pairs together to take that 2 out and force a 2 there.
Well, and column 7 now has a 1, 2 pair, which takes out the 1 at the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like filling in the rest of box 3. 3, 4, 6, 8. And a 9. where 4 isn't either of those two. I don't know if that's helpful, but doing it anyway. Alright, well, where else can 2s go while I'm thinking about them? There's still the possibility that this is double 2s. Did I miss anywhere a 2 could go? Because I didn't do that the most systematically I could.
I think that's it.
Alright, 3s, I only have the 1, 3, 4s. Well, 4 actually has to go in one of these two positions. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. These 3 have to be 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, because if I look in where 1, 2, and 4 can go in here, well, there's my 1s.
Right.
There's the 2s, and there's the 4s. Okay, well then that forces those to be 2s, and a 1, 4 pair. Fours aren't that exciting. We'll mark there, and so go ahead and mark here.
In box 1 on the arrow.
Yeah.
It cannot have 1, 2, or 4 on it. So 3, 5 is going to be the minimum.
Can't put a 7 there then.
But it's going to have a 3 on it.
Yeah. What about... Well, with this we know is 1 or 4. And this is minimum 5. Or actually, this one... You can't put 1 or 2 in either of those. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2. And those are not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this one cannot be 3, 4, or 6. So that has to be a 5 then. So that can't be a 6.
And that can't be 7.
Right.
Which makes the last circle 7.
Which is going to take out 7 and 8 from this one. 4 can't pair with the 3.
And that has to be a 3, 4 pair in box 7.
This 4 would have to pair with a 3, because it can't be 4, 6. So I'm just going to say that's that. So this is a 9, that's a 6, that's an 8, that's a 4, that's a 3, that's the 3, this is 5, 4, and not. These 3, take the 4s out. And I think that's done. So then these 3 have to be 3, 7, 8. Where these aren't 3. And then the remainder are a 9, a 6, and a 5. Where these two aren't 6, so that's a 5, that's a 9, that's a 6. 6, 9, 8 or 9 here, 6, 7, 8 there, 6, 7, 8, 9 here.
Column 5 needs a 7 and an 8.
Then 6 would be 3, 5, and 9, where these two aren't 3 and that one is.
Row 7 needs 5, 7, 8, 9.
5 and 7. This 8 would be 1 through 7. 4s are never allowed. This one cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 5. So 3, 5, or I guess 6 and 7, being the remainders, have to pair with 1 and 2. So this one can't be a 1, so that's a 2, that's a 6. Those aren't 2s. These are. That's all the 2s. These 3 are 4, 7, 9. 4s are done. 3, 8,
3,
and 5.
5. Yeah.
8 out, 5 out. 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a 6. So one of these two has to be a 6, so that's not. 7, 9 pair makes this, what, a 6?
6.
7, 8, 9, and 5.
Row 5
a
needs
4.
7 and 9.
9, 7. 9s are out. 7 is out.
Row 6
6,
is
8
3,
pair.
6, and 8.
6, 8. These two aren't 3, so that one is. 6, 8 pair makes a 5, a 9, an 8, 7. 5 there. 9, 5, 8, 7, 8, 7, 9, 7, 6, 9, 8, 7, 8, 6, 8, 6. I'm missing a
7
7.
and then 9.
Nice. That was a fun puzzle. The circles in the middle weren't as much trouble as I thought they were going to be at the beginning. I guess I didn't really explain the arrow rule, but I mean, I guess looking back at it, it's fairly straightforward. You just add the numbers on the arrow, and that gets you the number in the circle. Yeah, that was fun. Search. Big thing. Alright, well, I don't think it's this one, because it's a different name.
No, it's got the wrong setter.
Yeah. Guess they're not on Logic Masters Germany, or they're using a different name. But yeah, alright, anything you wanted to say about this puzzle before we move on to the next one?
Nope.
Alright. Parallel Interference by Legor455. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in a cage sum to the number shown. A clue outside the grid shows the sum of the indicated diagonal. Digits cannot repeat on the 9-cell marked diagonal. Okay, so looking at like this diagonal, these 4 digits would have to add up to 13. This fairly long diagonal here sums to 10. And then these cages, whatever I put in here, maybe it would be a 3 and a 7, they sum to 10. This one sums to 12, and so on. And then up here, I couldn't put a 1 here and then a 1 here. That would not be allowed, because this diagonal must also be from the digits 1 through 9, without repeating. Alright. Let us begin.
Well,
So
that 60 little killer is... And 2 17s and 3 9s is 61. So it's going to be... Yeah.
Two 17s is 34, and 27 is 61, like you said. So one of these 3 is an 8 instead of a 9. There has to be 2 9s. So anything that sees 2 of those, which would be this space, that space, and these 2 spaces, cannot have a 9 in them.
Yeah, and the 10 little killer...
Three,
6, and 3 6 7 8 9. So 2 of those are 1s and 1's a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in box 5 the killer cages can be
filled in. Gives us an 8-9 pair there. I was trying to think of whether or not these the 13 or the 33 are useful yet, but this 33...
17 and 17 is 34.
Yeah. Although, I just realized the minimum along this diagonal is 9, which means I have 1 degree of freedom across the entire diagonal. So I could put a 3. It could be a 1-3 pair in here, and these 3 are all 1s. Which would be the same in here. I could put a 7. And then these all be 9.
Yeah. Good thing you caught that. I didn't think about that.
But you said that this has 2 degrees of freedom, because we could put a 9's in there, an 8-9 here, and that would give us 35. Which means the 2 degrees of freedom, I can replace the 8 with a 7, or the 9 with a 7, or I could replace the 8 with a 6 and take up all degrees of freedom, or these could be 7, 8, or 9. Either a pair of 8s, or a 7 and a 9 would remove all of the degrees of freedom. The 13 has too many degrees of freedom to really consider,
though. Actually, the 33, if the center is 8 9, that's 17.
which would take no degrees of freedom.
Oh, right, yeah.
Then I could do a pair of 8s or a 7 and a 9.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this being allowed to be a 3 means this can still be a 9.
Right.
Although, if this was, let's say this was a 9, you'd have a 1-2 pair here and a 3. This would have to be for an 8, 9, and 1. Oh, that would be just fine, because that wouldn't require another degree of freedom. This would take a degree of freedom and force everything else to be as is, except this would be another degree of freedom lost. And now suddenly my maximum is 59. So this can't be a 9. Which means this cannot be a 6, because 14 and 18 wouldn't be enough. Because 14 and 18 would be 32.
Right.
Okay, well, the most that these could sum to is 6. So that's
Okay, row
one.
6 has a 789 triple. So
Yeah.
that 10 cage is a 4-6.
1, 2, 3, and 5 then.
Yeah.
Which actually makes a quad here. Um, 4, 6, 7, 8,
4,
9.
6. Yeah.
And we still know that these two have to have at least 1 9 in them. So this isn't it. What can this 10 be? It's obviously not 5. Can it be 1 9? If I take a 9 off of here, and I do 7, 8, well, that would be my 2 degrees of freedom already, and these would both have to be 9s, because 15 and 18 is 33. So 1 and 9 isn't allowed. If it was 4, 6, those two would be 4, 6. You'd have a 7, 8, 9 triple there. But if it wasn't 4, 6, then you can use 4 or 6 there. And I don't know if that's useful. But these 4 have 2 degrees of freedom. If this were a 7, it would use up all of the degrees of freedom. That would be an 8-9 pair, and that would have to be 4-6. But if this was a 7, you get an 8-9 pair, and then you can do 3-7 here. Six and 9 would be a pair of 9s. But it would allow for an 8 to still be possible. So I don't know if that's useful. Oh, it's not possible for this to not have a 1 here, because there's only 1 degree of freedom along this diagonal. And if I were to replace a 1 with a 3, that would take 2 degrees of freedom. So neither of those is 1. Because this is 1, 2, or 1, 3.
We have silence.
Huh?
I said we have silence.
Yeah. Our brains are working overtime. If this was not a 9, then this would have to be 7 and 8, which would force this to be 4, 6. Although, if this is a 9, that's an 8. And then this is all forced. You have a 9 here, a 3 there. If this is a 9, then this becomes 8, 9, 3, 8, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Have a 9 here. This being an 8 would mean that's a 9, that's an 8. This being an 8 would mean that's a 9, that's an 8. 7 or 9. This would be a 7. Wait. This is 4, 6 in either direction. Because if this isn't a 9, then it would have to use up both degrees of freedom,
both
7
and 8.
So this would end up being a 4, 6. But if this is a 9, then it makes that an 8. Which would take up the 1 degree of freedom along the 60 diagonal, making this a 9, which makes that an 8. This had to be 8 or 9, so now that's an 8-9 pair, because it can't be a 7 anymore because my degree of freedom was taken up. So then my 9-8 pair here makes that a 7 and takes up both degrees of freedom of this. So then I have to do 7-8-9 here, which sees this, and it's a 4-6 pair. In either case.
Right.
So the 6 is out of here, so is the 4. But now a 7 pairs with 5. So
it's either 1, 3 or 2, 3.
Right. So, and I guess we have a 1, 2, 3 here, so this is a 5. But we have, 3 for sure. I guess I don't really need to mark it because everything else is fixed.
One, 2, 3, 5.
And this one's not a 3, which means 3 must be one of those two. Four, 6, and 3. I guess I'm going to take that out because it's too many digits.
Yeah.
Oh, where's 9 in this column? It's not here because of the 7, 8, 9, and because of we already proved why it can't be in the 12, so 9 has to be in one of those 3. So this is an 8. And so that takes out our degree of freedom along the 60 diagonal. And our degree of freedom along the 10 diagonal. 19898 891 897. That's a 7, so 899. And a pair of 9s. I guess that leaves 9 as one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. But 3 is not allowed, and that one's not. Okay, this is for 6, 2, and 5. Because I have to have 7 and 9 and a 3 up here. Oh, this 8 means I have to have 1 and 3. So
Right.
that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's not a 1. Let's go ahead and fill in the rest in here. 9, 3, 8, 2. 1's out of there, places the 1 there. Across here. 9, 3, 1, 2, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7 means 2, 3 pair.
Well, in box 7, the 8 has to be on the line, on the diagonal.
Now that would be an 8 and a 2, because this is 10.
Right.
No particular reason why it can't be that yet, as far as I know. If this were an 8, I would need 6 left over. It would have to be 1, 5. I don't see a reason why that's not allowed. Because that's an 8, that's an 8, that's a 2. You can't 2, 4.
Right.
Oh, where's the 9 along this diagonal? It's already in box 7. It's already in box 5. That's not a 9, and that's not a 9, so that is. So that's our 4 9s looking into box 1. And so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 9s. Ones and twos have to be like that. Oh, I have to have a 1 inside of the 14, so the remainder must be 13.
Which is either 5, 8, or 6, 7.
Right. These aren't 8. That's not 1.
bottom can't be a 5?
Right, because it couldn't be 1E. So does this 13 diagonal come into play here? Because this is minimum 10 already. So if this was a 7, you'd pair with a 6. That's not allowed. If this was an 8, it would pair with a 4. Well, that's not allowed. This is minimum... Well, this is minimum 2. That's minimum 1. So this is minimum 3. So this has to be 4, 6, 2, 1. Because that was the minimum that I could make everything.
Right.
So this has to be 1 and 7. A 5 here. 6, 4, 7, 6, 4. Not 4. 7, 6. Not 2. Not 6. Not a 4. Those are out. That's a 2. That's not. 3, 5 means 4 and 2. 2, 2. This can't be an 8 anymore, so that is.
That's a 4, 6 pair.
4, 6 inside of the
6
10.
on the... Yeah.
Because 3.
There's 1, 2, and 3 in row... There's 1, 2, 3 in row 9 already.
Right. What's left over? 7, 5. Well, 7's there. 2, 3. Apparently that 2 fixes it. 3, 5. What's left over? A 4.
Diagonal
2.
has a 3, 5 pair on it.
So this is a 7. Those aren't. 3, 5, and 8. Where these two aren't 8. Which applied earlier, so I don't know why I forgot that.
Row 3 needs 3 and 5.
4 is here then. 7 is here. This was a 6. What are these two? 5, 7. Well, neither is 7, so that is 8, 3, 5, 8, 5. This is a 4. It is. 6, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3.
That's
3, 5,
a 6.
6. 3 and
7.
Yeah. Nice. That was fun. Move that blanket around. Alright. Parallel interference. Did I spell it correctly? I think I did. Oh. Yep. How about author's name? Nope. Darn. Alright. Then, let's see. The other day, Fractal Minding stopped by the stream, or I guess it wasn't the stream. They commented on one of the videos. Since we solved walking in a circle the other day. So let's do one of their puzzles real quick. Let's do their newest one. 1, 2, 3 magic. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3 magic by Fractal Minding. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and each orthogonally adjacent digits are non-consecutive. Each orthogonally adjacent digits are non-consecutive. All right. So, well, since it's a 1x6 Sudoku, or excuse me, a 6x6 Sudoku, I have to have 1 through 6 in here. 2 and 3 is gone. I can't put a 1 here or a 4 here. But, okay, so 2 is on top. It can't be next to the 3, and so I can't put 1s in either of here. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a 3. These two can't be 1s. That's not a 2, because it's by the 3, which also can't be a 4. Well, this can't be 5 or 6, can it? Because if it was a 5, neither of those would be 6, and they'd both be 1s. And the same applies for 6, because both of those wouldn't be allowed to be 5, and they'd both be 1s. Well, this being a 2 or a 4... Well, if it was a 4, that would be 5. 1 and 6. If that was a 2, that would be 1 and 4. Well, 3 has to be here. So 1 through 6. None of them are 2. This isn't a 3. That one's not a 3. You can't put a 4 next to a 3. You can't put 5 or 6 here for the same reason as over here.
Hey, the one that's highlighted now, if
Mm-hmm.
it's a 3, then it's a 5-6 pair around the 2. That's a 4, so that's to the left is a 6. Because you can't put 5 next to 6, or next to 4.
Right. Well, that would place a 6 over here.
4 would be next to the 1.
Right, because this would have to be a 2. Or rather, the 1 here prevents a 2 from here.
Right. Under the 2, or to the left of the 3 would be 5.
And 1.
Which leaves 1. And
Okay,
that actually
works.
works.
Okay, so 3 would take 1 out. 4, 5, 6 would mean that's a 3. 2 and 4 would be out. 1, 5, 6 would mean that's a 4, and this is a 2 in either case.
Five can't. Yeah, I was gonna say 5 can't go next to 4. 5 can't go next to 4.
5, 6. And then this would be not 6
5.
or 4. But 5 doesn't work, because you can't do 5 and 6.
Right.
So 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, 5, 5, 6, and 3. I guess just going up a level.
I would say I would do column 1.
3, 4, and 6.
3, 4, 6.
That's just simply a 3.
4 can't go next to 3. Two and 4 can't go next to 3.
2, 5, 3, and 6.
Now it doesn't matter which one you choose.
6, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 1. And 2 can't be next to 3, so that's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 3. 3 can't be next to 4, so 6, 4, and 2.
No.
1, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6, 6, 4, 2, 5, 1, 3. Nice. Pretty straightforward puzzle. Row 1, 1, 5, 3, 6, 4, 2. And I would say that's fairly easy.
Yeah. There was no math involved. It was just,
yeah.
It was still very nice.
Yeah. I guess in that case, let us go ahead and do another puzzle by fractal minding. These are ordered by... Are they ordered by date? Yeah. Because page 2 should be a long time ago. So let's do their first puzzle. And then we'll do this, the second. So, Arrows in the Void first. So this is Arrows in the Void by Fractal Minding. Normal Sudoku rules. All orthogonally consecutive numbers are indicated by arrows. The direction of the arrow is from the smallest to the largest number. Okay, well, what's left over in this column? 7, 4, 3, 5, 1, 6, 2, 8, 9. You can't put a 9 on the arrow before.
Yeah.
And if these are consecutive, you can't go to 3, so this is an 8. So 8s are out. And so this is 1 or 8. This one has to be a 9. Okay, and that's not going to create any consecutives there. Well, we know that these two are the same. So it's 1, 2, or 6. Because that's the only options that are allowed down here.
Well, and neither of the arrow points can be a 1 because it can't be.
Right. Because they're the arrow points. They're the bigger number. Yeah. I guess I'm going to go ahead and fill in here. 1, 6, and these aren't 9. This one is smaller than that one, so that. Now, you can't put a 5 or a 7 here, so this isn't an 8. And since you can't put a 6 before it, 6 doesn't work, so this isn't a 7 either. You can't put a 2 here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, this can't be a 5 because it can't get to 6. And this one's an arrow start, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Although that's not super helpful.
Although, no, never mind. I say 9 has to be one of, but there's 2 spots. Never mind.
What's left over in here? 9, 8, 3, 5. Can't put a 6 or a 4 next to a 5. You can't put a 4 next to a 3, so one of these two is 4. So 4 leads to 5, 4 leads to 5, and 4 is preceded by 3. Can't put 6 or 8 there.
Oh, in box 6, can't have a 2 next to the 3.
Right. These two have to be the same, because they both precede this digit.
Right.
And they have to be in this group. So that's 1, 5, 2, 6, and 4. So then this would be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Well, we have more. Yeah, I was gonna say we've got more in row 7 than just about anything else, sort of ish.
Yeah. I guess where is 9 in this row? It's not there. There, or there. So wherever the 9 is, it has to be preceded by an 8.
Right.
And since the 9 has to be on an arrow tip, that removes the 8 over here. It also removes the 8 here, which means this can't be a 7. If this is a 1, this is a 2, but then that couldn't be a 3, so it would have to be a 5. So that means 5 is one of these two. So we take 5 out of there. Which means this can't be 6 ever. Can this be a 2? Well, if this is a 1, it can't be. If this is a 5, this is 1, 2, or 3, but a 2 would eliminate all of those possibilities, so that can't be a 2.
Going back to row 7, if we look at where 2s are, it can't be on an arrow point.
Because it
So
can't
it's
be
going to have to...
preceded by a 1.
Right. Yeah, but there's one possibility that... So we can't eliminate the 3 because it could be there.
Yeah. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. And 6. So this can't be a 7. This can't be a 5. This can't be 5 or 4. And this can't be 4 or 3. One through 4, 2 through 5, 5 through 8, 6 through 9. Has lots of options for things that don't have to be on there. Where's 9 in this row? You can't put it there. Or there. You can't put it in either of those positions. Hmm. Where is 2 in this row? It's not a 6, it can't be there. You can put a 2 here, or a 2 there, but that can't be a 2. Those 2 can't be a 2.
Look at column 8. Where can N8 go?
Not here. We removed it from here because of the 9s with the having to be on an arrow tip. And you can't put an 8. You can't put an 8 at the start of this arrow because it would clash with the 9. And if this was an 8, then that would be a 7, which would break with the 6. So 8 has to be here. It can't be next to the 7. And if this was 8, then that would also be 8, because that would have to be a 7. So 8, 9. This can't be a 2, because that would break the 1 or a 3 here. But this is a 2 now, so we take all of those out. 3 and 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9 pair removes the 8, which removes the 9, which means we have 7, 8, 9, 8, 6, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. That works. 4, 3, 5, 6, 7. We now are. This can't be a 5 because that's a 5, so that's a 1. Those are 2s. Take out the red color. 5, 3, 6. These are not both 6, not both 5, so 6 and 7 is out.
Box 6 has a lot of, yeah.
6, 4, and 7. Okay, I'm going to do here real quick. 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8.
I'm just going to say, where is the 9 in row 7? Because in row 7 we designated 2 spots that a 9 can go.
Yeah.
And it cannot go above the 8.
8, pair of 9s, not a 9. That can't be a 4, that can't be a 2. 2, 3, 4. So that's a 1, this is a 9. It has to be a 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. Pair of 4s and a 5. 8, 9, 6. 1, 7, 3. Not a 4. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 7 doesn't work. This can't be a 5. That can't be a 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. 3, 9, 7, 1, 5. These two aren't 6, so that is. This can't be an 8, so it's a 4. That can't be a 4, so it's an 8. 9, 6, 4. This can't be 1, 2, or 3. Not a 3. 3, 5, 7, 8. Well, this is an arrow, so 5, 7, and 8 don't reach the number before it. This has to be a 2, 1. You can't put a 5 next to 4s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 3. Those aren't. Neither is an 8, so that is. 8 can't be next to 7. 5, 7, 9. 7, 6. 9, 9. 5, 4, 1. I need blue in here. This is an 8. These 3 are 3, 7, and 6. 6, 7, 3. 1, 2. and a 9. These two, 1, 3. I need a 2.
An
I
8
need
and a
a
9. Oh.
8, 9. I need a 5 in the box, 6, and 7. Nice. Doesn't include a solution, but we got it from Logic Masters Germany. Column 6 would be 397584621. Congratulations, solved the puzzle. And I enjoyed it. I'm guessing I'm between easy and average. Even though this was, it took us, I don't know, it took us 18 minutes. It's not too bad. I think I'm going to go with easy. Because while I think, I don't know, I mean, it was basically the same sort of logic as the other puzzle that we said was very easy.
Yeah.
So, I think in this case, the fact that there was lots of options and it took a while to narrow them down, makes the logic itself a little bit harder. But as far as the type of logic involved, I would still rate this as you don't need to have like that much. Like there wasn't like anything beyond just paying attention to the options that are available, which is, I don't know, just sort of like how Sudoku tends to work. So I'm going to go with easy on that one, unless you want to argue for a different value.
I'm fine with that.
All right, submit. Yeah, looks like I'm 1-star difficulty above how most people are rating it, which tends to be how that is. But we are done with that puzzle. And let's go ahead and tackle would Fibonacci like Renban. That way we've finished page 2. And puzzle here. Would Fibonacci like Renban by Fractal Minding. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The green dots separate 2 digits, which together are a 2-digit Fibonacci number. 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, from left to right or top to bottom. All points are given. Pink Renban lines contain non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. Okay. So, I guess just before we click Start Puzzle, let's pull the Sudoku notepad up real quick. And is that... Okay, that is pulling up on here. It's just my phone's a little bit behind. So what are Fibonacci numbers? Fibonacci numbers are the digits. If you think of a sequence starting with 1 and 2, and you add the 2 previous values together, 1 plus 2 is 3, and then continue that pattern. 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 and 8 is 13. That's the first 2-digit Fibonacci number. 8 and 13 is 21. Then you have 34, 55, 89, and then you'd hit the 3-digit numbers, which would be 144. As you make that a 4, that turns into 90. Make that a 4, that turns into 100. 44 and 100 is 144. So yeah, and then the pattern would just simply continue on forever after that. So these are the values that we are going to look at. Don't need that because those values are given to us. And then, so what is a Renban line? So if you take a look at these three, they could be the set of 1, 2, and 3. They could be 2, 3, and 4. They could be 3, 4, and 5. Just in any order, as long as the whole group is a consecutive set. I think that is going to be all of the rules. So, go ahead and restart here, and begin. Okay, this one in particular has to be both a start and a beginning, which, if I look at the values that I have available to me, that's going to have to be a 3. No, it could be a 1. It could be a 1 or a 3, because I've got 1 in both the first and the last, 3 in first and last, but 8 and 9 aren't duplicated. 55's not possible. 4 is not duplicated,
Anywhere.
and 2 is not duplicated. So any point where I have a dot that is both first and last, it has to be 1 or 3. So I think that's all of the options where it can be both first and last. And if I've got 13, or excuse me, a 1, 3 pair right next to each other, it has to go 1 and 3 for 13, because 31 is not one of our options. And then you've got 34 and 21, which is going to make that 13 and 21. This is going to have to be 8, 9.
There's a 1, 3 in column 4.
Right.
But it sees a 2 above it, so it can't be 21.
Right. So this would have to be a 3, a pair of 4s, and a 13. This is a 1, so that has to be a 2 followed by a 1, and then 1 has to be followed by 3. 5, 6, and 7. 6 has to be on the Renban line here.
Well, column 4 has another green dot at the bottom. It can't be 13, 21, 34, 55, so it's 89.
This one's going to have to be 8, 9, because 1, 2, and 3,
Right.
yeah. 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not 4. You can't do 21, 13, 34, so that's an 8 and 9. And this is going to have to be 21, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, and 3, which has to be here. So that's going to have to go to 4 and 5. 6, 7, 7. 7, 8, 9 here. 8 has to be one of those two. 4, 5, and 6, where that's not a 4. This is a 5. It's not a 7. You can put a... you can't put a 3 here. So if this was a 4, it would have to be 5 and 6 with it. And if it's not a 4, then that's a 5, 6 pair, and this would have to be a 4 or a 7. But 4 and 5 and 3, so...
Alright, there's a problem.
Problem?
Column 5 needs a 2 and a 9.
But
and
that doesn't
neither
work
one
with
can
the
go with a
5.
5 on the red band. So something's wrong.
We know 55's not allowed as... Or here, let's just
Right.
clear everything. These have to be 1 and 3. And they have to go 1, 3. That's the only option for those. And then this has to be 8, 9. This has to be 8, 9. This has to be 8, 9. 21. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 1, and 3. Well, that has to be 6, so neither of these can be. You can't go 21, so it has to be 13, and a pair of 4s. Can't do 13, 21, or 34, so this has to be 8, 9, 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, 7, and a 3. Well, neither of those is a 3. Five, 6, 7, and 2. Four, 6, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 6. Well, you're going to have to put an 8 on here, so 5's not allowed there.
Column 6 needs 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 8, 4, and 3. Well, can I even use a 2 on here? Well, no, because
No,
3 and 4.
because
And then, so where's 2?
no.
Not here, not there, and not there. So that's a 2. And then, where's 9? Well, not there, not 2 or 4, so that's a 9, a 7, and an 8. 5, 6, 7, 5, not 5, not 7, 8, 9, 5. So I
Something
don't
was
know what we
assumed
messed
wrong.
up. Yeah.
Because you had 5 at the top corner of box 5, so.
I must have swapped these somehow, but I'm not even sure why.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it got caught before it was...
Yeah. 5, 6, 8.
8. And it can't be a 5, yeah. Row 4 has 5, 6, 8, 9.
34, and it can't be 8, 9. Row 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, you said?
Yeah. And the red band that comes down from box 3 to box 6. Yeah.
It definitely couldn't have had 9 on it, so that reinforces this being
Right.
8, 9. 1, 2, 8, 9. 3, 4. 3. 2, 5.
5, 6,
5,
7
6,
triple
7.
in row 6. Row 6 has a 5, 6, 7 triple. Yeah. Three can be placed in box 7.
In the corner.
Yeah.
8, 9. This one's not a 7. 4, 5, and 6 is a possibility. We know we have 6 on here. Because I can't put a
Well,
9. So
in box, they're over there in box 7. Since 7 has to be on the Ren band, because that corner is either 6 or 7. If it's a 6, then 7's on it. If it's a 7, then it's a 7. So 7 can't be in the rest of the box.
no, you can do 4, 5, and 6. But 6 has to be on here.
Right.
Because
6
8,
has to
7,
be on
and
there.
6. So 6 is out. But 6 is out of the bottom here.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry. I forgot about 4, 5, 6.
One, 3. None of those are a 2. So where's 2 in here? Not here, not here, not there, not there. So that is a 2. I was about to clear too many 8s. This isn't 7 or 9. And it's also not a 6. 8, 9 pair. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, if this was a 9, that would have to be an 8, because that can't be an 8. And a 9 and an 8 would break that. So this isn't a 9. So now that has to be a 9, because this 9 rules it off of here. And the 8, 9 pair rules it out of those. I guess this 9 rules it out of there. Those aren't 9, and we just showed it can't be that, so that's a 9. That's not a 9. This is now the 8, not an 8. And now we have to have 7, because 7's now the largest possible digit. 7, 6, 5. No, because 4, 5, 6. Derp.
Yeah.
Except, we have to have 6. and at least one digit consecutive with 6, this right here is a 5 or a 7. So I cannot do 5, 6, 7. So 7's not allowed. So that has to be a 6, 4, 5 places a 7, a 9 here, not a 7, places a 7. These aren't, that is 8 and 9, 8 and 9, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 6, 5, 5, 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, and 4. Yay! Alright, puzzle is complete. I'm not even sure how we made that mistake, so
yeah, without going back and looking at it.
Yeah. I guess I don't want that one. I'm gonna this one. Row 8 is 9, 4, 2, 8, 5, 1, 3, 7, and 6. Check, yeah, row 8. I enjoyed that. Difficulty. I mean,
easy to average.
Yeah. I think I would go with easy, because you're given the Fibonacci values, and as far as the logic behind the Fibonacci values, there's very little flexibility in them. I think the black croppy dots, being in the 1-to-2 ratio, are more difficult to work through than the options are for this one, for the Fibonacci dots. And then Ren bands aren't too difficult either, depending on the logic involved with them. I think there was a couple of times where you had to consider what the options were on a Ren band, so that might be an average more than easy. But I mean, that's sort of how Renban lines are supposed to work, is to consider, okay, I have the full set. So I don't know, maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to go with easy on this one, because, while I think the Fibonacci dots were essentially given, the Renban was a little bit more that you had to think through. But I don't know. I guess with that musing, does any of that sound like I should be saying average instead of easy? You said average to you're easy to average.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick between one of them or go with easy?
I'm fine with easy.
Sounds good to me. All right, submit that. And with that, that will be it for today, because it is 9:55. So we solved 6 puzzles today, 3 of which were from Fractal Minding. And the others I found through the channel Cracking the Cryptic. Highly, highly recommend their channel if you enjoy Sudoku or just simply logic puzzles that are similar to Sudoku. They also do cryptic crosswords, although that's not my thing. Other than that, can't think of anything. Anything that you think I need to mention before moving off of the Sudoku puzzles?
I don't think so.
All right. Then, anything to talk about after this? Not after the stream, after Sudoku, before we sign off from stream. I don't have anything. So
no.
So, stream announcements. More Sudoku tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Project Zomboid on Thursday and Friday night, although it is after midnight, so it's more like Friday and Saturday, very early morning, at least Eastern Time. So pay attention to the times that are listed on YouTube if you are interested in catching those live. Otherwise, the VODs will be available immediately afterwards, and you can check those out later. In between, I will try and play a little bit more of Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I am like 3/4 of the way done with the game, but I'm having a lot of fun with that. And then aside from that, no, I think that's all of the stream announcements. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Stream End, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fancy YouTube engagement stuff, and share the video. Sharing the video is also very helpful for YouTube engagement. But yeah, with that, hope you have a wonderful day.